and extremely clear. My goodness, it's an extremely cold night tonight. My hands are so frozen already. So I'm going to try and get through this as quick as I can. We are halfway through the Milky Way season here, or a bit more than actually, being in August now. So in our last month of winter before finally hitting spring. So for taking landscape astrophotography, what that means is you're either in the PM, you are taking your images against something that is really high as your foreground interest, or you are getting up at ungodly hours in the morning to get something westward facing to get that setting Milky Way as the dawn comes around. So not a morning person, so I've opted for the PM. Got this large train bridge that you can probably see behind me that's I've wanted to do for a little while, but it's one of those things, because it is so big and tall, that it is probably a really good match for this sort of mid Milky Way core season sort of shot. So what I'm going to do, I'm out here in the middle of a field at the moment. I'm going to get my Sony 35mm G Master, and I'm going to have a crack at doing, I don't know, maybe a 2x4 or 5 panel panorama of the Milky Way. Just I think I may have forgotten my intervalometer, so it is probably going to be a 30-second exposure, as that's the limit inside the Sony cameras. And then hopefully, if I get my skates on, at about 11:30, a half moon should be rising in the east, and it should basically give me enough light to actually do a stop-down panorama. I'll move in there in between some trees in the back. You probably can't see because it's too dark, but there's some trees over there. I'll perch up against the fence to get a clear view of the bridge, and I'll stop down to f4 or so with my 35 again and do again maybe a couple of row panorama, maybe 5 panels wide, too high kind of thing, and we'll see how that goes. So I've only got about an hour and a half to get all my Milky Way compositions. It's pretty much straight above me at the moment, so I better get cracking, because I also didn't bring a lens warmer, which is really smart on a sort of cold, damp night like this. So I am hoping that I can actually get this done without any fog issues, which, you know, I'm only mildly confident about. But anyway, it's good to be out nonetheless, and we'll get back to you when I'm a little bit further down the road. They are zipping along there. So that's it with my panos done now. Had quite a bit of trouble with my ball head of all things. I don't think I fogged up, which I'm very happy about, but there was a bit of moisture on the ball head I was using on top of my MSN star tracker, and just as I was getting to either end of doing my panorama, I was getting a little bit of slip, and I could see that in the review of the images afterwards. So I had to go back and redo a couple. So this has taken about a good half hour, longer than I thought it was going to be, but I'm still tracking pretty well to go and start the panorama of the bridge itself before the moon pops up. So I'm thinking I might do a pano pre and post moon, just so I've got options then in post processing. So I'm going to go warm up, because it is about just above freezing at the moment. Replace some batteries and yeah, get set up for this bridge pano. Temperature has dropped fairly dramatically, but hey, I found my gloves, so I'm pretty happy about that. Try and keep frostbite off me just a little bit. I actually got back to my car after taking the Sky Pano, and I hadn't realised in the dark, but ice had formed all over my backpack. So it has really gotten quite cold in the last hour or so. So right on freezing. So what I'm going to do here is start taking a pano. Yeah, that's not helping much. With 5-degree increments, and that's one thing that this 3-way geared head is really good for, is you know exactly what coverage you're getting. So I've set up the level, so that the bubble level, so perfectly level, and then just set everything to 0 on the dials and the 3-way geared head, and then I'm just going to pan across 5 degrees at a time, go up maybe 10 because I've got it in portrait orientation, and then back again. In that way, should get everything. Should be nice and crisp. I'm shooting at f2 just because that moon's not up yet. Not much in the way of light, so we'll get going on this. Just got the bridge pano completed. Got the moonrise completely wrong. It's not coming up until after 2 AM, so I'm not going to wait around for that one. What I did in the end, because no ambient light and no intervalometer, so kicking goals, is I did 2 shots for each panel, and I did 8 panels across and 2 up to get the full bridge width. So I'll stack those then, as well as creating the pano to try and get a bit of that noise out. But definitely time for this little black duck to get home. It is so cold here. Just to give you an idea, I don't know if you can see it here properly, but yeah, there's ice all over my lens. Yeah, so definitely time to get somewhere warmer rather. Anyway, hope something came of this video. Hopefully I've got an image to show to you now. Hopefully you're warm wherever you are, and thanks for joining. We'll see you again in my next video.